back with another one. Today we're watching NBA's Dumbest Wannabee Gangster by patrickcc. I think they talking about Ja. Let's see what they nigga talking about though.
Out of the 5 major American sports, basketball is the hardest sport to make it to the pros.
Facts.
1 in 12,363 players, or 0.008% of players, will get signed to a professional team. To put that in perspective, if every dot on a basketball represents one potential pro signee, 3 dots out of the 35,000 will make it. The NBA also happens to pay their players the best,
Facts.
with the average salary per player being roughly $10 million per year, which would place you in the top 0.1% of earners in the United States. So someone like Ja Morant securing the extraordinary job as a professional basketball player means he has basically won the lottery of life. He worked extremely hard and is being rewarded at the highest level for his efforts. And instead of building his legacy and setting up potential generational wealth for him and his family, he's deciding to take on the role as a gangster rapper.
I don't understand this shit, bro. Bro, you're rich. You're rich. I don't know. You know, everybody be like, if I was in that position. But you don't really know. Once you get everything you really want, bro, you start wilding.
Assaulting people, flexing weapons
Oh, he assaulting niggas, man. Never mind.
on Instagram, and trying to prove to the world that he really is about that life. Only person who made the NBA to go back to the hood.
Facts.
Ja grew up in South Carolina in a small, quiet country town called Dalzell. Dalzell is a few miles outside of Sumter, which is ranked as the 46th most dangerous city in South Carolina. He went to Crestwood High School, where student academic performance is just about average with the entire state. It's pretty safe to say that Ja grew up in a very average American suburb, surrounded by slightly above average crime rate, and went to an average school. We have no reason to believe that he is a gangster or his gang
Nigga had good parents, bro. Oh, is that Zion?
affiliated in any way. He has no criminal record, no history of violence, and really only a few minor arguments on the court, which is extremely normal. Ja has 2 loving parents who have always supported his
Both parents.
basketball dreams and are very proud of him. His mother describes him as a genuinely loving person. His father T used all of his free time to privately train Ja and help him become the superstar he is today.
W father.
Morant is only 23. He was drafted as the number 2 overall pick by the Memphis Grizzlies in 2019. He won Rookie of the Year in his first season after averaging nearly 18 points per game, and every year his stats have just gotten better and better. This year he's been on fire, with a 27-point average while shooting 46%. In the 2022 offseason, Ja signed a 5-year extension with the Memphis Grizzlies.
That's why he been wildin'.
This contract would earn him 25% of the salary cap yearly, which is estimated to be around $40 million per year, putting him roughly in the top 10 earners in the entire NBA. His performance in the first 5 seasons are reminiscent of Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, and Allen Iverson. Ironically, AI and Ja have even more in common, indulging in a lifestyle that is synonymous with rappers, more specifically, gangster rappers. Allen Iverson liked to party, go to clubs, drink, and gamble, which ultimately led to the downfall of his career. Ja Morant, as of recent, likes to show people how tough he is. On January 3rd, 2023, TMZ reported that Ja Morant was allegedly involved in the attack of a minor during a basketball game in July at his Tennessee home. The two got into an attack of a January 3rd, 2023, TMZ reported that Ja Morant was allegedly involved in the attack of a minor during a basketball game in July at his Tennessee.
So he hitting licks on little kids now? Are you fighting little kids, bro? Come on, Ja, what you doing? What you doing?
Home. The two got into an argument, and the teenager said Ja approached him, put his chin on his shoulder, and asked a bystander, "Should I do it to him?"
What?
Then struck him with a closed fist, knocking him to the ground. From there, Ja continued sticking him while on the ground.
Damn.
And another man jumped
This is Ja Morant, bro. What are you
and
doing?
began hitting the boy as well. Officers in the dock say they noted the teenager had a large knot on his head. Ja says he did strike the boy, but he was acting in self-defense after the boy threw a basketball at him. Morant told officers the teenager made verbal threats stating he'd light his house up as he was being escorted off the property. There are also separate reports that say that Ja hit the boy 12 to 13 times and even went into his house, grabbed a gun, and put it in his waistband, taunting the boy. Now, NBA news outlets were harping on the fact that the kid was 17, but to give Ja the benefit of the doubt, a 17-year-old these days most definitely could light your house up.
Facts.
The 4 people involved in Pop Smoke's murder were 19, 18, 17, and 15. It's
Now you can't get nothing past these young niggas, man. These young niggas crazy, bro. I don't play with niggas, so I don't blame Ja. But like the media, they go twist that shit. It had me even reacting crazy.
easy to see 17 and think of an innocent boy, but that may not be the case. The teenager did press charges, and the boy's mother demanded $20 million from Morant.
You ain't getting 20 million now. You might chill out. You might get a couple bands, but chill out. It's not like that nigga went to the hospital or like that nigga got shot or some shit, bro. Chill out.
But the charges were dropped due to insignificant evidence, and it was looking more like a false allegation for someone to make a quick payday off an NBA player.
Facts.
But 4 days before this fight, Ja had another police report filed by a security guard at a finish line in the Memphis Mall. The altercation started after Morant's mother had a dispute with an employee, which led her to call her son. Ja showed up with 9 men. A verbal confrontation transpired, and then a member of Morant's group pushed the security guard in the head. Morant then said, "Let me find out what time he gets off," which made the guard want to file a report as he felt threatened by Morant's statement. Now, Ja had the opportunity to show the world how gangsta he was when Shannon Sharpe pressed the Grizzlies on the sidelines of their match against the Lakers. Shannon yelled at Dylan Brooks saying he can't guard LeBron, to which Dylan responded, "F*** you." Shannon retaliated and stood on the
you can't mess with Shannon, bro. Look how swole that nigga is, bro. He from the South, too. He from, like, what? I want to say Georgia.
Sideline begging for them to get in his face. Ja's father T even got up and
oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all.
Barked at him a little bit, but no line begged on, to which Dylan responded, "F*** you." Shannon retaliated and stood on the sideline begging for them to get in his face. Ja's father T even got up and barked at him a little bit, but nobody wanted to get up and close to Shannon. Ja yelled from across the court,
and the Grizzlies.
And as soon as people tried to usher Shannon away, that's when the Grizzlies decided to try and press him. Shannon later said, "They don't want this smoke. They don't want problems. But I wanted everything they had." Fast forward 1 week later, and Ja got into an altercation with Chris Duarte.
What's up with these old retired athletes and shit, bro? Like, if I'm retired, bro, I ain't worried about these young niggas. I'm finna go out to Aruba. I'm finna go out to Cancun, bro, and just like disappear. What? The NBA? Nah, nigga, I'm out here with EB, bro. What y'all doing?
Of the Indiana Pacers. Chris pushed him 3 times while Ja repeated, "Don't touch me." But Ja had some plans for retaliation after the game. Acquaintances of Grizzlies star Ja Morant aggressively confronted members of the Pacers traveling party near the team's bus in the loading area of FedEx Forum Arena. And later, someone in a slow-moving SUV, which Morant was riding in, trained a red laser on them. We don't know if Ja was the one who pointed the laser, and we also don't know if that laser was attached to a gun. But was Ja trying to do the first post-NBA game drive-by?
Yo! NBA Morant, bro.
I guess by comparison, it's not as bad as Gilbert Arenas. The Wizards player in 2009 brought a gun into the locker room and threatened to shoot one of his teammates over a card game. But let's not forget that last year at 2 in the morning, Ja said to a Twitter op that it's free to see how hollows feel, referring to hollow tip bullets. And if that evidence wasn't enough, just last week, Ja went on Instagram Live while he was at the strip club and flashed a gun to the camera.
This nigga don't know he rich, bro, and he in the NBA.
This action prompted a 2-game suspension, as well as Ja deactivating all of his social media pages. Obviously, 99% of people denounced this behavior, but some people like Gilbert Arenas and Paul Pierce defended Ja, basically saying they understand why he carries a gun. Ja has everything going right for him. He's living a life that's near impossible to achieve. So why does he want to run around and act gangsta now?
Bro, you not hard. That's not your life. People that
you have both parents
in that life would give anything to be.
Boring office party.
F it.
Fireball.
free or fire.
In your life.
Damn,
Thanks.
I swear sports and music are so synonymous because we want to be them and they want to be us.
Yeah.
Those lyrics come from Thank Me Now, the final track on Drake's 2010 debut album Thank Me Later. Rappers love the esteem, the money, and the safety that basketball players have,
Facts.
but basketball players love the lifestyle that rappers have. We know that Ja loves NBA Youngboy. He is constantly going on IG Live rapping along to his lyrics. Youngboy has a way of making his nefarious lifestyle sound fun and exciting, even though it's extremely stressful and he likely has a target on his back 24/7.
Yeah. Youngboy fine on, but I don't wanna let that nigga like that shit sound crazy, bro. That shit sound crazy.
Like we said before, Ja is from a small suburb in the middle of South Carolina, and we have reason to believe he's had a pretty solid and stable upbringing. He moved to Memphis, which is known for being a dangerous city, home to a lot of famous rappers. He became the face of the Grizzlies franchise, so everyone in the city loves him. When he goes to the club, where real Memphis gangsters probably hang out, they likely show him love. Even rival gangsters in Memphis could probably bond over the Grizzlies being their favorite team. He's getting a taste of their lifestyle, the lifestyle that his favorite rappers glamorize. They are bringing him places he never would have been able to go, and he probably isn't too worried about his safety because he doesn't have enemies. He wants the power and the respect that comes with having street cred, but he doesn't have to risk his life for it, and he has a guaranteed $10 million yearly salary.
Facts.
Ja has everything they don't, and he wants the one thing they have, but the one thing that they have requires them to be alert and prepared to risk their life
At all
at
times.
any given moment. Some people say 23 years old is enough to know better, but there's no doubt that a small reason why
Bruh,
he's
still
acting
young,
out
bruh.
is due to his age. 23 with enough money to do whatever he wants is dangerous, especially when his father is also indulging in his son's success. The NBA
Hold on.
especially when his father is also indulging
Usher. Sarah.
in his son's success. The NBA definitely wants to see Ja succeed, but if he continues down this path, he will be ostracized by the media, and eventually it will be too risky for any team to bring him on.
Facts.
His career will be cut short, similar to other players who have tried these antics in the past.
You need to
And the
chill
funny
out.
part about that is, his new friends that are bringing him into this lifestyle won't be there for him when he isn't a star basketball player anymore.
Facts. W video. We'll like that bit. Alright, man. Like, share, subscribe, and all that shit. I'll see y'all boys later.
Yeah, Shawty told me she believe nothing she don't really ever say. Told her, bitch, what you mean by